What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk to you about Opendoor. I want to go over some of the current data points, some key levels to watch for, and the latest in 8Ks and what's really saying. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So Opendoor is pulling back slightly, 1.46% during the pre-market. Did have that double bottom, kind of bounce at that 845, so it is starting to trend up a little bit. And one thing that did come out during this time frame was a 8K, and so I did a video last night talking about this. So we're going to launch Opendoor everywhere in the lower 48 in the US in the next couple of weeks. We're only available in 50 markets right now, so this is good stuff. And even if you kind of look at Kaz, he's very active so far on social media. So it's kind of interesting to see just how in a span of one day, he's posted more than the previous CEO. So kind of interesting stuff, but nonetheless, for a momentum stock, you need this type of energy. Coming from a legal standpoint, I'm sure their legal team is just pulling their hair out, because you have to look at everything that Kaz is saying just to see if it's any new information. So for instance, what I just brought up technically was new information. So this is why they did put out this 8K. So there was no official news today, but they did put out this 8K. And in here, ultimately kind of just signals that Opendoor intends to expand its product offerings to allow the company to provide services through the entire continental US in the next couple of weeks. So this is them just kind of making what that tweet did state formal. And so I'm sure Opendoor's legal team is going to be very busy in the foreseeable future, because they will be having to look at everything that Kaz does say as is this new information. And so yeah, it's kind of interesting, unless they do actually talk to Kaz and say, hey, you know what, you need to cool it on your tweets. And I hope that doesn't happen, because I really like his energy, and clearly the market does as well. So this is a very good catalyst, and they're just formalizing it today. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Shorts aren't doing anything during the pre-market. 24.66% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 162.19 million shares overall are being shorted. Some key levels to watch for. Right now with that 880, it is trading between this S2 and this S3. So 857 is going to be that strong support that you watch for it to hold. 902 is going to be that next strong target / resistance, followed by 931. Today you are going to see a lot of volatility. In my opinion, you're going to either see it back to that 10s or potentially consolidate a little bit further, because even based on this, the market position, you see a gap. So potentially it could go down to that 720 if Powell does not allude to a cut. So again, I think it's fair to assume that we're going to be getting that 25 basis point cut, which would be massive for Opendoor in among itself. But what the market right now is really going to be paying attention to is what Powell says afterwards, whether he alludes to a October cut or if he stays neutral. That's going to be what moves Opendoor, just based on the technicals, to either, like I said, back to that kind of mid 10s, so new 52-week high, or potentially consolidate even further. If he does allude to a cut, for instance, then this is where you could see a very nice kind of significant push higher, possibly even prompting a squeeze, as what I mentioned in my video yesterday, because shorts definitely are still overextended, and I feel like there is a lot of upside with Opendoor. There seems to be on social media as well more of a smear campaign, so a lot of individuals are kind of boasting that they are shorting Opendoor, and it seems to be gaining some popularity. So you're going to be seeing a lot more volatility in the foreseeable future, as it does kind of go longs against shorts. And based on what Robinhood's going to be doing, I kind of brought this up on one of my other YouTube channels, but with Robinhood allowing retail to short, this is where things are going to get very interesting. Before, it was always longs against BlackRock and Citadel and the big bad wolf, those individuals like who would short stocks. But now anyone and their dog, because Robinhood is massive. So now retail is going to be sometimes your own worst enemy. It's going to be retail against retail. So I think this is going to be a very interesting time ahead over the next couple of quarters. But again, what Powell says, this is going to be what really pushes things higher. And so right now there's a 73.7% likelihood of a 25 basis point cut for the October 29th meeting. That's an over and above from today's, and then a 4.6% likelihood of a 50. So at the end of the day, this is going to be a very rocky day, but in my opinion, I think it's all going to come out and move things higher. Let me know your general thoughts on that, and if you agree, disagree, what's your kind of 2 cents on all that. When it comes down to the options, we've been seeing a lot of big transactions, and it looks as though things want to kind of move on higher. From a bull standpoint, there seems to be a consensus for it to be roughly around that 10 to 10.50. Bears are anticipating for it to be kind of sub 8. You kind of see some pockets roughly around that $6 range, but nonetheless, there is a little bit more upside. So I think it's just a matter of time before Opendoor does start to move higher. And if you are actually looking for some solid day trades or swing trades, pop over to my Patreon and put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades, one of which was Opendoor. I did signal that it was a buy at 8.50, and that's actually where it pretty much went during the pre-market. And so this is one of my many good day trades I did put out. So if you are looking for some solid kind of day trades and whatever else, pop over to the Patreon in the description below and also the comments. But with all that, appreciate all of you watching. I'll be doing a lot more Opendoor videos on this new YouTube channel, so make sure you guys are subscribed and all the other fun jazz. If there are some big updates, then I'll do a PM video as well, but let me know your thoughts, and with all that, appreciate all of you watching.